Americans are not buying Jeep anymore, but why? Jeep is collapsing, and it's not just a bad year, it's a crisis that could change the automotive industry forever. The brand that once defined rugged exploration is now struggling to keep Americans interested. Sales are plummeting, loyal fans are walking away, and Jeep's once untouchable reputation is under fire. But why is Jeep losing its grip on the American market? Is it the soaring prices, the quality issues, or has the competition finally outpaced this iconic brand? And most importantly, how does this impact you? Stay tuned because this is going to shock you. What's happening? For decades, Jeep was the gold standard of adventure and durability. From its roots as a military vehicle in World War II to becoming a cultural icon, Jeep captured the hearts of Americans who craved freedom and off-road excitement. Models like the Wrangler and Cherokee weren't just cars, they were a lifestyle. But today, things look different. Sales are dropping, dealerships are struggling to move inventory, and the once loyal fan base is growing restless. Jeep, the brand that once felt unstoppable, is now facing an uphill battle. This isn't just a temporary slump, this is a sign of deeper problems within the brand. Jeep's legacy is under threat, and it's happening right in front of our eyes. But why is Jeep losing its grip? So, what's causing this decline? The problems are layered, but let's start with the most obvious. Pricing. Jeep's vehicles have become shockingly expensive. A new Wrangler or Grand Cherokee can easily top $50,000, putting them out of reach for many buyers. This pricing alienates Jeep's core audience, the adventurers and off-roaders who valued simplicity over luxury. Then there's quality. Jeep's reputation for rugged reliability has been tarnished by frequent recalls, costly repairs, and subpar customer satisfaction ratings. Vehicles like the Cherokee have been plagued by issues, leaving buyers frustrated and turning elsewhere. And let's talk about competition. Brands like Toyota and Ford have stepped in with models that offer better reliability, innovative features, and competitive pricing. The Toyota RAV4 and Ford Bronco are just two examples of vehicles stealing Jeep's thunder. Meanwhile, Jeep seems stuck, relying on its past glory while the industry moves forward. The domino effect. This shift isn't just bad news for Jeep, it's a reflection of changing consumer preferences that could impact the entire auto industry. Buyers today are prioritizing affordability, reliability, and technology. Jeep's struggles highlight the disconnect between what consumers want and what some automakers are offering. For the industry, Jeep's decline is a warning. If an icon like Jeep can fall, no brand is safe from losing its audience. Competitors are learning from Jeep's mistakes, adapting to trends like electrification and fuel efficiency, while Jeep risks being left behind. For you as a consumer, this shift could mean fewer choices in the rugged SUV market or higher prices as Jeep struggles to recover. And if Jeep fails to regain its footing, it might even signal the decline of American automakers in the off-road segment. Pricing problems. Jeep's vehicles have always been on the pricier side, but in recent years, they've crossed into a territory that feels increasingly out of touch with their core audience. Once known for offering rugged, no-frills vehicles that anyone could afford, Jeep now seems to be targeting a more affluent market. Consider the Jeep Wrangler, a vehicle once synonymous with off-road adventures for the average buyer. Today, a well-equipped Wrangler can easily set you back over $50,000. Add on optional packages, and you're looking at prices that climb even higher. For many buyers, that price tag simply doesn't align with what Jeep stands for. People expect a Jeep to be tough, durable, and approachable, not a luxury item competing with premium European brands. It's a shift that feels disconnected from the adventurous, down-to-earth spirit that Jeep built its reputation on. Even models like the Jeep Compass, designed as a more affordable option, now come with sticker prices that leave potential buyers questioning whether they're getting enough value for their money. This pricing issue is compounded by the rise in monthly payments due to higher interest rates on vehicle loans. A buyer financing a new Jeep could be looking at payments exceeding $1,000 a month. For the average American family, that's a significant burden. Combined with rising living costs, Jeep's pricing strategy has pushed its vehicles out of reach for many of the people who once viewed the brand as their go-to for rugged reliability. Jeep's reliability crisis. For decades, Jeep carried a reputation for building vehicles that could take a beating and keep going. But more recently, that reputation has been slipping. Jeep owners are reporting more frequent issues with their vehicles, from nagging electrical glitches to serious mechanical failures. These aren't just isolated incidents, they've become a trend that's reflected in consumer satisfaction surveys and reliability rankings. Take the Jeep Cherokee as an example. Once a beloved model for its mix of comfort and capability, the Cherokee has faced numerous complaints about transmission problems. Some owners have reported transmissions failing entirely after only a few years of use. Then there's the Jeep Wrangler, known for its off-road prowess, but increasingly criticized for reliability issues ranging from engine malfunctions to persistent leaks in the roof. The quality concerns extend beyond the vehicles themselves. Jeep has been hit with several high-profile recalls in recent years. These recalls often involve critical safety components, such as airbags or braking systems, which only further erode consumer trust. For many potential buyers, the question isn't just whether they can afford a Jeep, it's whether they can afford the long-term hassle of owning one. What's more troubling is that Jeep's competitors are stepping up their game in reliability. Brands like Toyota and Subaru consistently rank at the top of reliability surveys, offering vehicles that not only cost less, but also come with the peace of mind that they'll run smoothly for years. Jeep's struggles in this area are pushing even its most loyal customers to look elsewhere. Losing the off-road crown, Jeep used to own the off-road market. If you wanted a vehicle that could handle tough trails, rugged terrain, and unpredictable weather, Jeep was the obvious choice, but the competition has caught up and, in some cases, surpassed Jeep. Ford's revived Bronco, for example, has been a game changer. The Bronco captures the same adventurous spirit as the Jeep Wrangler, but with a modern twist that feels more in tune with today's buyers. It's not just about off-road capability anymore. It's about blending that ruggedness with cutting-edge technology, comfort, and reliability. Toyota is another major player in Jeep's space. The Toyota RAV4 Adventure and the Toyota 4Runner have become strong alternatives for buyers who want off-road capability without sacrificing reliability or affordability. Even Subaru, with its Outback Wilderness and Forester models, has carved out a niche as a brand that balances ruggedness with everyday practicality. These vehicles are proving that you don't have to compromise on price or reliability to enjoy off-road adventures. Falling behind in innovation. The automotive industry is evolving rapidly, with advancements in technology reshaping what buyers expect from their vehicles. Yet, Jeep seems to be lagging in this area. While competitors are introducing advanced safety features, seamless infotainment systems, and cutting-edge hybrid or electric powertrains, Jeep has been slower to adapt. Electric vehicles and hybrid powertrains, in particular, are becoming increasingly important as buyers look for more sustainable options. While Jeep has made some moves in this direction, like the plug-in hybrid Jeep Wrangler 4xe, these efforts feel more like an afterthought than a strategic shift. The 4X, while innovative, comes with a high price tag and hasn't gained the kind of traction that electric offerings from competitors like Tesla or even Ford's electric truck lineup have achieved. Safety technology is another area where Jeep feels behind. Many of its vehicles still lack advanced driver assistance systems that are becoming standard in other brands. For buyers who prioritize safety and tech features, this is a glaring omission that makes Jeep feel outdated compared to the competition. Marketing missteps. One of Jeep's biggest challenges is its identity crisis. The brand that once stood for rugged adventure now seems unsure of what it wants to be. On the one hand, Jeep is trying to maintain its off-road legacy with models like the Wrangler. On the other, it's pushing luxury SUVs like the Grand Wagoneer, with price tags that compete with premium brands like Mercedes-Benz and BMW. This split focus has left buyers confused. The Jeep that appealed to outdoorsy, adventurous drivers doesn't align with the Jeep that's marketing opulent interiors and tech-heavy features. And in trying to cater to two very different audiences, Jeep risks alienating both. Hardcore fans feel abandoned by the brand's push toward luxury, while premium buyers are hesitant to invest in a brand still associated with rugged off-road vehicles. Competitors, by contrast, have leaned into their identities. Ford's Bronco is unapologetically an off-road vehicle, and Toyota's RAV4 Adventure balances practicality with a touch of adventure. Jeep's mixed messaging makes it harder for buyers to connect with the brand, especially in a crowded market where clear positioning is crucial. The cost of losing loyalty. Perhaps the most significant problem Jeep faces is the erosion of its loyal customer base. For years, Jeep's buyers were some of the most passionate and committed in the automotive world. Owning a Jeep wasn't just about transportation, it was about being part of a community that shared a love for adventure and exploration. But as the brand has struggled with quality issues, rising prices, and mixed messaging, that loyalty has started to fade. This isn't just bad news for Jeep, it's a warning sign for the entire industry. When a brand loses its most loyal customers, it's incredibly hard to win them back. Jeep's competitors are capitalizing on this shift, scooping up buyers who once wouldn't have considered anything but a Jeep. And for Jeep, every customer lost to a rival brand represents not just a missed sale, but a dent in the legacy it spent decades building. The new rules of the road. The automotive industry is evolving, and so are the people buying cars. Today's consumers are more informed, budget conscious, and environmentally aware than ever before. They're not just looking for a car, they're looking for a solution that fits their lifestyle. For Jeep, this shift in buyer expectations is a major problem because it highlights how disconnected the brand has become from its core audience. Consumers now prioritize factors like fuel efficiency, advanced technology, and affordability. The rugged off-road capability that once defined Jeep is no longer enough to win over buyers. Younger generations, particularly millennials and Generation Z, want vehicles that reflect their values. This means eco-friendly powertrains, seamless tech integration, and a price tag that doesn't break the bank. Jeep, with its focus on legacy features and high-priced models, struggles to meet these demands. The rise of electric vehicles and hybrids is a perfect example. Brands like Tesla have reshaped the market, making electric vehicles not just practical, but aspirational. Even traditional automakers like Toyota and Ford are rapidly expanding their electric offerings. Jeep's late entry into this space, with models like the plug-in hybrid Jeep Wrangler 4XR, feels like a half-hearted attempt to catch up, rather than a forward-thinking strategy. For buyers, this lack of innovation sends a clear message. Jeep isn't keeping up with the times. The impact on American automakers. Jeep's struggles aren't happening in isolation. They're part of a broader trend affecting American automakers as a whole. Brands like General Motors and Ford are facing similar challenges as they try to navigate shifting consumer preferences and a rapidly changing industry landscape. The decline of Jeep is a cautionary tale for what can happen when a brand fails to adapt. Take Ford, for instance. While its Bronco has been a hit, the company has faced criticism for relying too heavily on its F-Series trucks, which are now struggling to move at dealerships due to high prices. General Motors, on the other hand, has faced backlash for quality issues in its Chevrolet lineup. These challenges highlight a growing concern. American automakers are losing their edge in a market increasingly dominated by foreign competitors. Brands like Toyota, Honda, and Subaru have built their success on a foundation of reliability, affordability, and innovation. They've consistently delivered vehicles that meet the needs of modern consumers, from fuel-efficient sedans to versatile SUVs. American brands, by contrast, often feel stuck in the past, relying on legacy models and outdated strategies to maintain their market share. Jeep's decline is a stark reminder of the consequences of this approach. The financial burden on buyers. One of the most immediate ways Jeep's struggles affect consumers is through pricing. The high cost of Jeep vehicles doesn't just impact the brand, it impacts the buyers who can no longer afford them. A growing number of Americans are being priced out of the new car market altogether, forced to either buy used or delay their purchase entirely. This isn't just a Jeep problem. Rising vehicle prices across the industry are creating a financial burden for consumers, with monthly payments reaching all-time highs. Interest rates for auto loans are climbing, making it even harder for buyers to afford a new car. For many, the dream of owning a Jeep or any new vehicle now feels out of reach. The ripple effects of this trend are significant. When buyers are priced out of the market, automakers face reduced demand, leading to overstocked dealerships and unsold inventory. This creates a cycle where brands are forced to offer deep discounts or incentives to move their vehicles, cutting into profits and further destabilizing the industry. Jeep, with its already shrinking sales figures, is particularly vulnerable to this cycle. What it means for the off-road market. Jeep's struggles don't just impact the brand, they impact the entire off-road vehicle market. For years, Jeep was the go-to choice for buyers who wanted a vehicle capable of handling tough terrain. Its dominance in this space helped define the off-road segment, setting the standard for what buyers expected from these vehicles. But as Jeep's reputation has declined, the off-road market has started to fragment. Competitors like Ford and Toyota have stepped in to fill the gap, offering vehicles that deliver similar, or even better, performance without the baggage of Jeep's pricing and quality issues. The Ford Bronco, for example, has quickly become a favorite among off-road enthusiasts, combining capability with modern features and a fresh take on nostalgia. This shift has significant implications for the off-road segment. As buyers move away from Jeep, the market becomes more competitive, driving innovation and pushing brands to differentiate themselves. This could ultimately benefit consumers by leading to more options and better vehicles. However, it also raises the stakes for Jeep. If the brand fails to reclaim its position, it risks being sidelined in a market it once dominated. The impact on Jeep's identity. For Jeep, the current crisis is more than just a financial challenge. It's an existential one. The brand's identity has always been tied to its rugged, adventurous image. But as sales decline and competitors gain ground, that identity is starting to feel outdated. Jeep's attempts to modernize, such as introducing luxury models like the Grand Wagoneer, have only added to the confusion. This identity crisis affects more than just Jeep's marketing. It affects the way buyers perceive the brand. For years, owning a Jeep was a statement. It meant you valued adventure, freedom, and a connection to the outdoors. Today, that statement feels muddled. Is Jeep still the rugged off-road icon it once was? Or is it trying to compete with luxury brands like Mercedes-Benz and BMW? For consumers, this uncertainty makes it harder to connect with the brand. Buyers want to feel confident that their vehicle reflects their values and meets their needs. Jeep's mixed messaging creates doubt, pushing potential customers toward competitors with clearer, more consistent identities. Future outlook. Jeep's struggles raise a bigger question. What does the future hold for American automakers? The automotive industry is undergoing a period of rapid change, driven by advancements in technology, shifts in consumer behavior, and growing competition from international brands. For American companies like Jeep, Ford, and General Motors, the stakes have never been higher. Jeep's decline highlights the challenges of balancing tradition with innovation. On the one hand, legacy brands like Jeep have a rich history and a loyal following. On the other, they face pressure to adapt to a changing market that values technology, sustainability, and affordability. Finding the right balance is critical, but it's also incredibly difficult. The rise of electric vehicles and hybrids is a perfect example. While some American automakers have embraced this shift, others have been slower to adapt. Jeep, with its limited electric offerings, risks falling behind in a market that's increasingly prioritizing sustainability. For buyers, this could mean fewer options from American brands and a growing reliance on international manufacturers to meet their needs. The role of the consumer. At the end of the day, the fate of Jeep and the broader automotive industry rests in the hands of consumers. Buyers have more power than ever before, with access to a wealth of information and a growing number of choices. This means that brands like Jeep can no longer rely on their legacy to drive sales. They have to earn their place in the market by delivering vehicles that meet the needs and expectations of today's buyers. For Jeep, this means addressing its quality issues, rethinking its pricing strategy, and finding a way to modernize without losing sight of what made the brand special in the first place. It's a tall order, but it's not impossible. The question is whether Jeep is willing to make the changes necessary to stay relevant, or if it will continue down its current path, risking further decline. Can Jeep recover its legacy? Jeep's current struggles don't necessarily spell doom for the brand, but they do highlight the urgent need for a course correction. Jeep's history is its greatest asset, a legacy steeped in adventure and resilience. If the company can reconnect with that identity while addressing its most pressing challenges, there's still hope for a revival. One possible path forward is to double down on what Jeep does best: off-road capability. Instead of trying to compete in the luxury market or spreading itself thin with too many models, Jeep could refocus on its roots. Models like the Wrangler and Gladiator are still beloved by enthusiasts, and leaning into their rugged appeal could reignite interest in the brand. Jeep needs to remind people why they fell in love with the brand in the first place. However, nostalgia alone won't save Jeep. The company also needs to innovate. Electric vehicles and hybrid powertrains are no longer optional. They're essential for staying competitive in a market that's rapidly shifting towards sustainability. Jeep's plug-in hybrid Wrangler 4xe was a step in the right direction, but it needs to be followed by a comprehensive plan to electrify more of its lineup. Lessons from competitors. Jeep doesn't exist in a vacuum, and there's a lot it can learn from its competitors. Take Ford's Bronco, for instance. The Bronco didn't just succeed because of its off-road capability. It succeeded because it offered a fresh take on nostalgia. Ford took the essence of the original Bronco and modernized it for today's buyers, blending ruggedness with advanced technology and a clear identity. Toyota provides another valuable lesson. The brand's focus on reliability and value has helped it dominate in markets where Jeep struggles. Toyota's models aren't flashy, but they consistently deliver on the promises they make to buyers. Jeep could benefit from adopting a similar approach, building vehicles that prioritize dependability over gimmicks. Even newer entrants to the market, like Rivian, are showing what's possible when a brand combines innovation with a strong sense of purpose. Rivian's electric adventure vehicles are redefining what it means to be rugged in the 21st century. For Jeep, the message is clear. Innovation doesn't mean abandoning your roots. It means finding new ways to express them. What this means for Jeep's loyal fans. Jeep's identity crisis doesn't just affect the company, it affects the people who have supported it for decades. For many Jeep owners, the brand is more than just a car. It's a community, a lifestyle, and a symbol of freedom. But as Jeep's reputation has faltered, even its most loyal fans are starting to feel disillusioned. This is a critical moment for Jeep's relationship with its customers. If the company wants to win back its audience, it needs to show that it's listening. This means addressing the quality issues that have frustrated buyers, offering more affordable options, and ensuring that every new Jeep stays true to the brand's core values. For Jeep enthusiasts, the hope is that the brand can rise to the occasion. There's a deep well of goodwill among Jeep's community, but it's not infinite. If Jeep continues to drift away from its roots, it risks alienating the people who have been its biggest advocates. The stakes for the American auto industry. Jeep's struggles aren't just a Jeep problem, they're a reflection of broader challenges facing the American auto industry. As consumer preferences shift and international competition grows, American automakers are under increasing pressure to adapt. Jeep's ability or inability to recover could set the tone for how other brands navigate this changing landscape. The stakes are particularly high in the off-road and adventure vehicle market. This is a segment where American brands have historically excelled, but the rise of competitors like Toyota and Rivian shows that this dominance is no longer guaranteed. If Jeep can't maintain its position, it could signal a larger decline for American automakers in a category they once defined. On the other hand, if Jeep can successfully adapt, it could serve as a blueprint for other struggling brands. Jeep has the potential to lead the way, proving that it's possible to honor a legacy while embracing the future, but doing so will require bold decisions and a willingness to change. The role of electrification. The rise of electric vehicles is perhaps the most significant trend shaping the future of the automotive industry, and Jeep can't afford to ignore it. While the plug-in hybrid Wrangler 4xe has been a promising start, it's not enough to compete in a market that's moving rapidly toward full electrification. For Jeep, the challenge is how to balance its rugged image with the demands of an electric future. Buyers still expect Jeeps to perform off-road, and that capability needs to translate seamlessly to electric models. This means developing electric vehicles that can handle tough terrain, long distances, and unpredictable conditions, without sacrificing the brand's iconic look and feel. The potential payoff is huge. If Jeep can position itself as a leader in electric adventure vehicles, it could open up a new chapter for the brand. Imagine an all-electric Wrangler that retains its off-road prowess while offering zero emissions and cutting-edge technology. That's the kind of innovation that could redefine Jeep for the 21st century. Will Jeep rise again? Jeep's story isn't over yet. The brand has faced challenges before, and it has always found a way to bounce back. But this time, the stakes are higher. The automotive landscape is more competitive than ever, and consumer expectations are evolving at a breakneck pace. For Jeep, the road ahead is full of obstacles, but it's also full of opportunities. If the brand can reclaim its identity, address its weaknesses, and embrace the future, it has a chance to not just survive, but thrive. The question is, will Jeep rise to the occasion, or will it become a cautionary tale of what happens when a legacy brand fails to adapt?